Hey everyone, it's Ron Love here back again with another review, and this time I'll be taking a look at the brand new Disney film called Jungle Cruise, which stars Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt. It is directed by Kwame Colette Serra, who did films like The Orphan, House of Wax, Unknown, and now is doing the newest DC film, Black Adam. So in the movie, it takes place in World War One, 1916 specifically, and in the film, it follows two characters, Dr. Lily Houghton and her brother, and Dr. Lily's played by Emily Blunt, and her brother's played by Jack Whitehall. And in the movie, they discover that in the Amazon, there's a special power, the petal, that can heal people. So they go to the Amazon and they meet up with the Dwayne Johnson's character Frank, and Frank agrees to take them to the Amazon and get the petal. But as you know, along the way, there's going to be a lot of crazy stuff that's going to happen. There's going to be waterfalls. There's going to be crazy natives, crazy everything, and crazy puzzles, crazy all around. And they got to fight through it in order to get the petals and help the people in need. So as you guys know or don't know, this film is not the only film that is based off a park ride. There has been many more films like Pirates of the Caribbean, which is obviously the most popular one and the most loved movie to date. But besides Pirates of the Caribbean, there's been movies like Dinosaur, Tower of Terror, Haunted Mansion, which is getting a reboot, I heard, again. What else? We had County, I think the movie was called County Bears, and Mission to Mars. So those were that, and Tomorrowland, which I thought was an alright film for what it was. But this is not the only film that is based off a park ride. There is many more films out there that was based off a park ride, and I know you guys love the Pirates of the Caribbean, and I think you guys knew that it was based off a park ride. So yeah. Now, this is another film that got hit tremendously by the pandemic. The movie was supposed to come out in July of 2020, and then it got delayed to July of 2021. And the movie, was kind of a bum that got delayed again, but now the movie's here, and the trailers are really interesting, and I was really looking forward to this. And honestly, I was hoping that this film wouldn't be a disappointment at all, and I gotta say, I wasn't disappointed with this film. I was so happy with it, and it was more fun than I could ever expect. And honestly, I would see this movie again because it was really fun and enjoyable, and it was something that honestly I was having my expectations were pretty high for this film, and it offered something that I wasn't disappointed with. So right at the bat, what I really liked about this movie is its characters, and the different characters you get in the movie are really likable and really funny and really just so enjoyable. And Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt, they delivered some great chemistry in the movie, and they were so funny and they complement each other. And honestly, I think they were like, I bet they had a lot of fun with each other on set, and they were so funny. And honestly, I can't wait to see them again. Hopefully for a sequel or maybe for another project besides Jungle Cruise, because they were so funny, and they just complement the movie so well, and I think they did a really great job with the movie. And besides those two characters, Jack Woodhall as the brother, he was also great. He was also funny in this movie, and I think he also did a great job. Paul Giamatti is also in the movie. He's also really funny as well. We also have Edgar Ramirez, who is also really good. But my personal favorite, with he played the villain, by the way, which he did pretty good, and which I think he did a really good job with. But my favorite villain in the movie, the secondary villain in the movie, is Jesse Plemons as Prince Joachim, the German prince in this movie. And honestly, I think he did such an amazing job in this film as the villain, because he was a great villain in Breaking Bad, and even the movie, the little movie El Camino or something. I forget the name of it. I think, yeah, something like that. A Breaking Bad movie. I think he did such a great job in this as the villain, and he was funny. He was likable, and he had an awesome German accent, and he just complements the movie as a whole. Like even as the villain in this movie, because he stepped up the game as a villain, and I think he did such a great job as a great villain, and he could play really great villain roles. And honestly, I can't wait to see more of him in the future because honestly, I think after watching him as that villain, I think he's probably my favorite actor right now. I think he's really good, and honestly, I can't wait to see more of him in this movie. And I think he did such a great job as the villain, and he was really amazing. So yeah, but the characters in the movie are great. They're likable, and they're just really amazing. So yeah, next up, we also have some great sequences in the movie, and the riverboat sequences are really my favorite sequences because you get to see what's gonna happen, and you get to see what kind of stuff is gonna be there. You get the waterfall sequence, which is really one of my favorite sequences in the movie, and it's so much fun to watch. And they trying to get out of this waterfall sequence. It was really funny, and it was also really such an enjoyable scene, and it was really lots of fun. And I just also love the different types of things that pop out of in the jungle. It was so cool, and just to see the different things that pop out were really awesome. So yeah, and just them experiencing stuff on the cruise was like so awesome and so fun, and was just made the movie just it was just really it just made the movie just like also fun as well. I That's all I can say. It was those sequences in the movie were also fun. But besides the riverboat sequences, we also have the other sequences in the movie which were also a lot of fun. And my favorite was the end sequence, the end of the end fight sequence, which was really fun. And I also really liked the part with the natives, which I won't really get into that much, but those were really fun sequences. I think the movie just had so many fun sequences, and it just kept you on your seat, and really just makes you wonder, oh, what's gonna happen? What types of shit's gonna happen? And that's what I really love about this movie, and I think they did such a great job. And the action scenes were really well made, and they were a lot of fun and really well choreographed. And I was really impressed. I was really impressed by that, and I was super happy. So yeah, the sequences in the movie were incredible. The atmosphere and the visuals were stunning and really beautiful to look at. The different types. The Amazon is extremely beautiful, and even though I know it's mostly green screen, I think some of the other parts of the movie were not really green screen, but most of the parts in the movie, even if it was green screen, it still looked beautiful no matter what, and it was vibrant, and that's what I loved about this movie, is that they gave you this vibrant feel of the jungle, and this beautiful scenery, and that's what really complements the movie so well. So yeah, that's what really did this movie for me, is the characters, the scenery, and the complement of the fight scenes, and there was so much fun. I think they were really well made, and yeah, the story is also really fantastic, and I really enjoyed the story. So yeah, and one more thing I do have to say about this movie that was really incredible, and really just was like made the movie also 10 times more fun, was the music. The music is incredible, and it's like good old classic Disney movies where you have this type of music, and it reminded me of like the days of like Toy Story, or how do I say it? It reminded me of the days like the Toy Story films, and just Pixar or Disney films in general, with this type of music. And the music really complements this movie so well, and it just fun. And like I said, when the music pops up for like big sequences, it's such an enjoyment, and it really complements the film as well. Even though I keep saying compliment so many times, I really mean it. The music in the movie and the score in the movie is really incredible, and I don't know who did the composing for the movie, but props to that guy, because he really just took me back to like the good old days of watching Disney movies from like the 2000s and like late 90s. So yeah, but besides the positives of the movie, I'm going to have to get right into the negatives of the movie. And there are some negatives I do have to say about this movie. So right off the bat, the movie does not really have a lot of puzzles, and I wish it did have a lot of puzzles, but you don't really get really that many puzzles, and the puzzles you do get, they're really not that special, to be honest with you. And if we would have had more like puzzles and more like booby trap type of things, I think that would have been really cool and would have taken me back to like the good old days of like the Indiana Jones films and all that. But I wish they would have incorporated more puzzles and unique booby traps, and if they did that, that would have been really cool. But maybe they'll do more of that in the sequel when it comes out. And besides the puzzles, there's also some nifty special effects, but I won't really get into much detail with that since it is nitpicking. But it does have some iffy special effects here and there. But it's Disney, but it's standard Disney, so what can you expect? And also the movie does incorporate some ADR, which ADR isn't bad, but like it's just sometimes in the movie I feel like it was kind of unnecessary to do some ADR, um but yeah, overall I think Jungle Cruise is such a fun film and I really enjoyed it. I think kids and the adults will really enjoy this film. It's just a fun all around, you know, film to enjoy. And honestly, I would love to see a sequel, and I honestly hope that a sequel will happen. And if it does happen, then great. But I think Jungle Cruise is a really fun film to watch, and it was just something good and lighthearted. So I'm gonna give the film an 8 out of 10. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video for my review for Jungle Cruise. I had a great time with this review, and it was a fun movie to watch. So stay tuned because I'm gonna do some more reviews coming up soon for The Green Knight. Next week's gonna be Suicide Squad, and in 2 weeks it's going to be Free Guy. So stay tuned because there's going to be many more great reviews coming your way. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and peace.